Hey everybody, I'm live. I'm just trying to get this together before we start. 'Cause I have to I want to make sure the chat is open. So bear with me while I do this. I don't think I have the chat open, so I don't know how to do this damn thing. I don't know if anybody's here, so I could see if you guys see. This is not here. Oh, I got it, y'all. I got it. Hold on. What devices? Hey, I see you here, but you didn't. You got to go back to where you was before. Just click the last screen you was on, and you got to enable your camera, your mic, at least, not even your camera. Right before you come on to me, you're gonna see. You got to scroll down. Yeah. All right. I'm just waiting for A guys. He's trying to connect to me. He's trying to come on to the live stream. He just didn't enable his stuff, so he has to sign out and come back in. Can y'all hear me? Because I have the AC on because it's freaking hot as heck. Can you guys hear me good with this loud AC in the background? Okay, thank you. Thanks, Red Bull. A is not technical savvy with all this stuff. I'll probably wind up having him on the phone because we're going to be forever waiting for him to get this right. Okay, good. I'm glad I sound good because this AC is blasting. It is so hot. I can't, it just goes right. It doesn't even have spring weather like 60 degrees. You get 60 degrees for like a week or two, and then it's just hot as hell. So let's hope and pray that A can get this together when he pops back in. Make sure he activates his mic. Yeah, he still didn't do it right. They will need to connect their mic cam before you can add them to the stream. I'm just texting him. I'm just texting him, telling him what he got to do because his mic is not enabled and I can't enable it for him. He has to do it himself. It's very humid. It's very humid. Hey, Madri. It's very humid. And I hate it because I can't sleep. You know, then when I turn it on, I get too cold. I have to put a blanket on. Then I start sweating. And I don't know. I don't know, guys. It's not comfortable. And right when you finally get into your sleep, the AC is freezing. He's saying something about the mic. I think I'm gonna just get him on the phone because he always has oh, you in Arizona? Oh goodness, girl, you just saying Arizona made me hot. Hi, Wanda. I'm trying to get A to click on the doggone mic so he can get in here. He just popped out. He's gonna try again. Love, boo. I'm trying to get A to that's why I called him earlier so that we could practice, but he was busy and I couldn't he's trying to, but he's not enabling his microphone, so he can't get in. I was trying to do a test earlier before we started, so we could have everything together, but he was too busy, we couldn't do it. It's okay if nobody's out there, they can see it later. Wanda, what's up? Yeah, I think we're gonna have to just get on the phone because it said the browser have blocked your mic and camera. Oh, okay. So I guess his phone is not letting him do it. I'm calling him now, guys. I'm gonna have to turn off the AC so y'all can hear. Hey.
Hello?
Hey. So you said the it won't let your browser will.
It's saying the browser has blocked your mic.
You know what? Yeah, because probably your browser is not compatible with this StreamYard. So I guess we'll just do it on the phone, make it a little easier for you, right, eh? What's going on with you? How you been?
Trying to stay afloat in life, just relaxing. Evening.
Yeah, because
everybody in the house starting playing with us.
Can y'all hear A good? Can y'all hear him? Let me know if you guys can hear him.
Phone 1212, can y'all hear me?
Nobody's answering.
Nobody can hear me?
Yeah, Wanda says she can hear you. Yeah, they can hear you. We were talking the other day about communications and stuff like that. And you said something very, very important, A. You said you got some background noise. You got the TV on? Hold on, guys. We're trying to make the noise as minimal as possible.
Hello?
Yeah. That's much better. We were. Oh. It's hot as hell, right? It's hot. I was just saying how hot it is. Mm-hmm. Fact.
What's going on, Phil? I'm sorry for always being late and going through some technical difficulties.
As usual. Someone was here the last time when you were supposed to be here, and someone was in the chat. They were saying that you weren't doing anything right now. Like they want to see more of you. So tell us about the projects you're working on right now.
My latest project that I come up with, I think is very important. So where we at in time right now, it's called digital. Digital meaning that's the world we're in right now. And it's time for us to create our own digital platform, because if we know now, we all should know now, it's not about money. Everything is about energy. And with global warming that happens, the energy is feeding the least, but the people at the top is stealing our energy by us being on these social websites. Think we on it for free, Snapchat, Facebook, and all these, Instagram, we on there all day, feeding our energy that's coming from the sun. And they're using it to make energy equals currency and currency equals money. And it's the reason why all these dudes are billionaires off of our energy. And if we don't become one in this truth and take back our energy, we dying slowly in a digital tsunami. So I'm trying to put this documentary / movie, I'm going to try to prove my point to society that it is time for us to unite as one in this digital world and create our own digital art before we drown in this digital tsunami. And I'm working on it. It's going to be a masterpiece. It's coming out really powerful. I put up a little today, matter of fact, on my channel. I'll go to it. Azie Faison channel. And just check it out. It's very strong, very real. And I'm looking maybe to drop it within the next 2 months. That's what I'm working on.
Nice. We need that. We need a breath of fresh air with all of this.
It's time. You know, it's like, it's time for us to change. To me, it's like, global warming just don't mean global warming. To me, it's like the return of consciousness. We know that. But to me, you know, it was the return of Jesus, but meaning just becoming one with the laws of light again. Because God is reestablishing His establishment and destroying any other establishment. That's not allowed, and that's what's happening. These people are pretending that they are living because they're feeding the lie and trying to dethrone and kill off the truth. If you pay attention.
Well, when you say global warming, you have to break down the ice theory to them because they're not going to understand just global warming being connected to us and the rise of us as a people.
We are the people of the sun, whether you like it or not. It's who we are. It's where we come from. It's where we're going back to. We really supposed to be living in the spiritual realm. We're supposed to be living in flesh. Because flesh needs to be on the ice. If you can hear me. The spirit is one with the light, one with the sun, knowing that the sun is God. And if you look at the ice theory, philosophy, they got us here under the law called justice. If you look at the word justice, it spells just ice. If you do not abide, if you don't abide by the law of justice, they say the police have you. But the word police is spelled cold ice. If you run from the police, what do they say? Free. If you join the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, they say you join the service, you get the word serve ice. Is this a coincidence or is it a spell?
And immigration is ice also.
Yes. When they send the people to the ice. And it's just in everything once you see it. In everything. All the movies, all the fairy tales when we were growing up. It's like a spell that they cast on us to pull us into the polar regions where we're supposed to be one with the solar system. You feel me? And how would I put it? So many things, man, that let's go here for a second. Fairy tales. You got Alice in Wonderland. Look how it's spelled. All ice in Wonderland. Snow White. Snow White in the center of dwarf. Snow representing the cold. The dwarf name is Sneeze. You're going to be symptoms of the cold. But we fall in love with these characters. You feel me? Because they use it, they plant the seed in the garden, plant the seed in the garden, kindergarten, kill them before they grow, have the thoughts, have the energy going north. Santa Claus comes from the North Pole. Santa, stand with the word Santa, you get the word Satan. What else? So many things, with Superman. You look at Superman. Superman house is in the cold. Superman hates kryptonite, a light that cripples the night, that's the sun. Superman flies around with an S on his chest, but really is a snake, which is inside of an upside-down pyramid, meaning bring the energy down. You feel me? And you love what Superman loves. Who Superman loves? The Lotus Lane. Lotus Lane. Only the spells that they use to keep our thought process heading against what is and to help feed what's not. It's like they keep the devil alive through our energy, and they're basically using us like batteries.
Exactly.
Using us as batteries to prolong their life, and but there's nothing you can do here to satisfy them. And then they use certain people if you look at the people from our generation that still on television, still available, no disrespect to them, because I don't know if they know or maybe they do know. Look at the names: Ice-T, Ice Cube, LL Cool J. Is that a coincidence?
No.
You give us some thought. Should be the number one children's show, Frozen.
Don't forget Vanilla Ice, eh?
Oh, Vanilla Ice. That's Vanilla Ice. They used Vanilla Ice to cool off MC Hammer. Had them dancing around looking like Captain America and shit. That shit crazy, man. This shit is spooky, man. It's scary. Like sometimes I think God made me see, and this is my punishment for selling drugs. I'm gonna make you see everything. It's wow, it's the deep, man. It's so deep. It's so deep and it's so real. You know what I mean? They're using these people. They're using us to entertain us. The entertainment that they're using, like they're hiring them to be a deacon to block the sun. To block the sun, to keep us ignorant to what's really going on. They use money to make you look up to these fools and shit. But you have to be aware to look past that, knowing that it's not a diamond in heaven, and take that out energy, man. Let's create something that's going to keep it within us. And I have a plan, and this is the project that I'm working on. I tried it before, but I think people wasn't ready when I really wanted to do it way back in 2007. But I think they wasn't ready for it now. I'm going to release this truth. We have to come together and do this with the people. We can all become millionaires overnight if we all follow instructions.
So you're talking about Onium now. You're going to lead that into Onium.
I'm going to lead that into that. But I don't want to speak on it right now until I prove my point.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. I want to ask you a question because I know people want to go back to this, to the infamous movie Paid in Full, which is a cult classic in the hood. And I want to ask you this, A. Do you think in your life, like if you wouldn't have went through what you went through in the early stages of your lifetime, if you would have been able to look at things now the way that it is, that you have?
Can you repeat that?
Do you think that your drug dealing days was like a precursor, like for you to really be able to decipher where we are now in time?
It definitely played a part because I was young. I played the game as fair as you can really play. And had a lot of money, bags, a lot of cars, girls, jewelry, all the stuff that come with the game. But when I got shot, it made me see that it's serious about nothing. I felt more better when I stopped and being involved with that shit every day. Even though I was playing fair, getting money, throwing money into the street, taking care of everybody, there's always somebody in that world that's out to get you.
Right, that's jealous.
How unfair is where you play and someone out to get you. And so for me, it's my business work. If it was my boss, you would have to end.
Right.
So uncle kid that in his little brother. It's nasty. So it needs like a patient in my life. Like, wow, these people are not people. These people got to be demons to do such a thing. But I don't understand why would anybody kill anybody for money or drugs, pay their life for anything less. They're just trying to stay, protecting yourself. You got to be a demon. You got to be a child of Satan.
Mm-hmm. And you want to speak up? You want to speak up? Because it sound a little, it would be better if you wasn't. It'll be more clearer.
I'm going to speak.
Okay. Um, I don't know what anybody else would want to ask you about those days because people are still listening to you after all these years. About you did countless interviews, you did a movie, you did all these documentaries. Why do you think people are still so interested in hearing what you have to say?
What I believe is there's something in that story that they're not getting. And to me, what they're not getting is, okay, here's this man in our the leader making up the whole our he was sitting in that position and he got shot twice. I got shot in the head point blank range twice in the head. I didn't feel the gunshot. I just heard the boom and my spirit left my body and I went up into this bright light, which I could feel was the sun. And as I was going up, I was hearing this and now when I look on YouTube today, the sound of the sun, the frequency 126, it's that same sound. So I'm like, wow, then when I go to the Bible, it's Luke 126, the birth of Jesus, not saying I'm Jesus, but Jesus was born on the 6th month of the 21st day in the Bible. So I'm looking at that, like, okay, they created a character out of the sun. They killed him in the book and got us ready for his return when the sun never died.
Right.
They made us turn our back on what is. It got us living in the night and what's not. When a new day began at midnight, when it's clear as day, and a new day began when sunrise. So they got us going against the sun when it was hot in hell, when it really cold in hell, but to be held in the wrong state of mind is to be frozen. Because if everything is made out of water, and you freeze the water, you're stopping life. The spell that they casting upon us, but can we see this? No, because we never gave it no thought. To ask ourselves, where are we in time? We are frozen in time. We must rise to inner standards because freedom is inside, y'all. Once we cut on our light, we'll be able to speak all the deception that they're trying to keep us here frozen in time. Through the calendar, through the clock. Man, this whole justice system is demonic. This racism. Come on now.
Hey.
The holidays, all that is we surrender and we lose.
And drawing us into their energy and giving energy to their rituals and whatever they have going on. But
just coming to fix this, and they know it. Why they partner? That's why they giving you this disease, these vaccines, trying to redirect your DNA to go against because the sun is pulling it off and in because it's happening. It's time. It's time. These children are being born in another dimension.
Facts.
They're being born in another dimension. I give my granddaughter, when she was 3 years old, I give her my phone, she knows the toy better than me. She ain't navigate through the phone. Like, why you know this, man? So the world is happening. It's happening. And we might as well get with it and stop arguing, get with it, recognize it, get with it, rise above it, and let us create something in the world, but not of the world. You feel me?
Facts.
And let's do this, man. Honestly. That's how I feel. Because everything we create, for some reason, they take.
Everything.
We are the creators. To me, when you look at it, and you analyze this and that, all the hoods, all the ghetto throughout the world, to me, we still exist. It still represents each. You feel me? And that's who we are. That's who we are. But if we would become one in our law, the law of life, through telekinesis, we could be moving mountains and God didn't let us, we left God. And we must return back to our kingdom.
Facts.
And that's the bottom line. How many words preach? That is the bottom line. And the closer we get to that, the ones that get close to that, like when Michael Jackson can remember the time when Malcolm went to Egypt and he found the truth, you think, no, come on, because you feel me? These people know that's the truth. Let's be a Christian, let's be a Muslim. Really like the game of hot and cold. Your mom used to hide when in the house, you gotta play hot and cold, you get hot. When they see them people get hot, they kill them.
Facts. Facts.
And that's what's happening.
Well, somebody in the chat, Wanda Austin, my friend, she's from Chicago. She's asking if you can go back, what would you change back then? I already know the answer to that. Everybody else knows the answer.
My answer, I never left the Cletus. So I never left the Cletus would be no Cletus for a movie. It would be no Cletus to me. There would be no bad boys, none of that, because they stole our true friends to create their blueprints.
Mm-hmm.
So if I never left the Cletus, none of this would have transpired. And I'm not cheating, because eat and let eat, that's not philosophy. But I'm just dealing with the truth, whether you like it or not. You feel me?
She said that movie was hot in Chicago. It was all of their lives, and they said you wrote it well. They said in Chicago that's a cult classic movie.
The movie was magnificent, but let me say this with you. When I wrote the movie, it was entitled Trap. When I wrote it, my intention was to say, look, the game is rigged, it's a setup, it's a trap. Look what happened to us. They flipped it, paid it full. They promoted it in a way of keep it going. I'm trying to save the next generation, and to me, they were trying to destroy it.
Of course. That's what they did to us with Scarface. Yeah?
And, I hate that. But it's a yin and yang in it. But let me say this with you. God told me to name the character made from God and evil, one of the greatest planners. Name the character that they kidnapped, the little boy, Sonny. And name the person that kidnapped Mike. Because we are all the children of the sun. We are all the children of the sun being held kidnapped by the people of China.
And isn't that ironic that after Donnell passed away, what did you see in the sky?
3 days after Donnell's funeral, on the block we used to be at, a rainbow came in the sky. And that's what really shook my mind. And like, hold up. God is real. God has got his hands on this story. And this story is going to be big. It's going to be big. This has to be told. This story has to be told. And why would my mama name the AC name at the beginning and the end? The AC number is 126. When I got shot, the recovery room was 126. The frequency of the thunder, 126. It's deep. It's deep. Very deep. One day God told me to pick up a pen because he wanted to know me my right age. During this time, he told me to pick up a pen and do a multiplication 360 times. The age will be when the year 2000 arrives. I asked him why 360. He said from 360 to keep the circle. They put 365 to keep ourselves balanced from what we are.
Exactly.
We are one with the Lord of God. But they want to keep us all balanced. So if you put 30 days in each one, you got 360 days in a year. But when I did the multiplication, it came out to be 12,600 days when the year 2000 arrived. That's how old I was. So that's 126 again. And that's what I see, bro.
And 126 is 9, and 360 is 9.
Yeah. Anybody who have multiplications, we're going to come out those numbers. It's going to be an 18 or 9, but an 18 is also a 9 as well. So, that's proof that we are connected mathematically to the system of God.
Fact.
We must return back to God system. But it's happening.
Right,
God
and it takes.
God is reestablishing his establishment right now, and they're trying their best to stay alive by any means. And they're not trying to feed, but they're trying to kill. Believe the reason why these certain people are millionaires because they rolling with them all the way out.
Right. And it takes 9 months to create life. It takes 9 months to have a baby. And in 9 months turns out to be 1,260 days, which is 9 again. 126. But somebody in the chat asked if they ever caught the murderer of Rich Porter. I guess she wasn't paying attention.
I'll go into that. He admits to that. I'll go with that. And his uncle, his father got it with him. He told on the whole crew that did that to the little brother. So he rounded all those people up. They all did doing time and did time. And some of them are home now, but yes, they caught each one of them. Each one.
Yeah, he didn't get caught for the murder of Rich Porter, but he got caught for something else, and he did a lot of time. So, but he also stated that he regretted what he did in public. I know people are going to want me to ask you this. What is your feelings now on Alpo? Have you spoken to him since he been home?
Since he's been home, after the video dropped and all, all that stuff was in the world, and I just want to do that. That's that. A friend of mine ran into him, and he had him on the phone, and he wanted to speak to me. I said, listen, let's make sure that the talk face to face. We met in the restaurant in Jersey early in the morning with your wife, so I sit down, sat down, and I asked him why, he explained to me why. He carried on it, and, I'm not going to, speak on what he said, but he said like 1,000, and now, he asked people why they first said, you can't stop nobody's feeling, how you feel towards it. Just leave it alone, bro. Leave it alone. Do you should have done it, drop that piece. That was crazy. You have to open up a whole can of worms again. And if you're going to do a movie, just sit down with the people, get your movie done. And when it come out, everybody gonna go see it. If they hate you or they love you, they still gonna go see it. That's how you do that, bro. Get your money, go back and relax, live your life.
Mm-hmm.
So it's over. It's over. You know what I mean? But if you take away, this is what I said. If you take away all the bullshit that happened, oh, we was the greatest show on earth back then. It was crazy.
I know, because I was growing up.
The system that I created, we can lose. There's no way we could lose. The way I went, the formula I had done up with, no way we could lose. Nobody. And the connection, the customer getting the short they want, the best of the best. It was all good. So I don't understand to this day the bullshit, the killing, the murder come in. I don't get it. I'll never be able to understand that. But then again, it's the part of the game, I guess. I guess God, our ways is not God's ways, and God don't want that. You know what I mean? It's not the way. One time, we share this story. One time, I was in a restaurant, right? In this restaurant called Texas Star. In the morning, they make the best breakfast in the world, like your mom and they're cooking that shit. And it used to be crowded, wall to wall. And sometimes it be crowded, I'd be like, I just want to get my food real quick, so I'll get it through $100. They gonna pay for everybody's food, man. You just get my breakfast now, y'all. They be like, that. Boom, I did that a couple of times. So the owner of the restaurant named Steve, he saw me one day, and he's going to the store, he told me to get in my car. He said, call me Junior. Man, they talked me for this. He said, man, I appreciate what you do. Everybody loves you for what you do. He said, let me share something with you. He said, a couple of times he did that. And a detective from the 30th precinct was in there, he said, and he asked him, yo, who is this kid? That's able to. He was like, oh, he did Fargo, he cleaned down the block, he had to open up the store. That's like, oh, okay, all right. But, wow. You never know who's who. So you can't. Sometimes you want to be nice, but in the game you can't put on act like that. That's what I learned that day. Like, okay, let me be low and be wild now. You feel me?
Yeah. Well, see, that's a big difference. Like coming from you, who comes from the old school, and you see how you said that something happened that made you feel like you was too much out there, like a radar might be on you. But now it looks like the streets want the radar.
They want it because they see a movie when they hear you. They want it. They don't give a fuck. I was looking for a movie. Locked up for that shit. Yo, that nigga, wow. I'm that nigga, wow. That's what's happening there. What the fuck? Like everybody's racing to be the boss in the land of the Lord. Everybody's dying to sit in the electric chair.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it seems like to me. Everything you hear is you think, oh, what happened to him? What happened to him? That was in the rap game. Look at me young boys. What happened? What's happening? What's happening? It's like if someone sent somebody out here to do this on purpose now.
That's what I think.
You know what I mean?
That's what I think.
Well, you know what I mean? I used to ask myself back then, I used to ask myself, so every day, every fucking day, we made 20, 30, 40,000 a day. I'm like, where the fuck is all this money coming from?
Mm-hmm.
Crackheads, okay, where they getting all this money from? Every day.
Well, hey, I can tell you, back then you could live off welfare and be good, remember? People was living off welfare and they was good. They was giving us money all types of way. They was giving black people money all kinds of way. Your rent could be like $10, right, eh?
Exactly. So, knowing that you say that, right? Okay, it's up. They knew who we were. Astrologically. Because when I want to watch biblical movies, at the beginning of biblical movies, we used to watch it sometimes. You take them down and the Jesus of Nazareth. In the beginning of these movies, they always use the astrologers. Astrologer comes, they came when Pharaoh at the time to listen. There's a bright star shining, and it's going to represent the change in the earth. And he became Pharaoh don't want change because he knows it's coming to throne his kingdom. So he said, because those stars, the galaxy of stars that shine brighter, they're going to be the next children that's born on the earth. They know that. You feel me? So they sent out an order to kill all the men. And I think we arrived in the 60s and we took stage in the 80s, and that's what they plan to do with us with the drugs and the money. Let us, if you feel me, let us have fun. Cops were locking us up. We had cheese lines. We was having fun. And it seemed like when 1990 came, they said that the guns and the police, they started killing each other and telling on each other, and this became.
It just turned into, it went from a dream to a nightmare. Overnight.
It was like from 84, we started to the bushes, driving the streets, and we all fell on the track. And then boom, the 90s, kill them. And they pulled out energy into the movie. We got the juice now. Tupac Biggie. You watch the movie Juice, it went as far as using same situation, like our situation. Tupac killed his man. He goes to the funeral and says, sorry, Miss Porter. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Now that whole energy is screwed up in the rap game. Same situation. They wanted to get the energy of the West Coast and the East Coast. They knocked on Tupac and Biggie. That was like the World Trade Center falling down on hip hop to make way for New World Order.
Right.
You feel me?
Right. And it's never been the same since.
They need the truth. They need the energy. You feel me?
And they needed to control the energy as well.
And that's what they're doing right now. Every fucking thing that happened, like we're calling with the two names, almost cooking with women in there. I'm almost cooking. That's how we don't handle that right now.
Kwame Brown.
He shifted the energy.
Mm-hmm.
He shifted the energy. So be careful. Now all of a sudden this kid gets the rap. We go there, brother. You feel me? They gotta shift the energy back.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even good, man. It's a spiritual warfare. You gotta be aware of this shit.
It's deeper. I try to tell, since I get to mingle with a lot of the youth that's out there right now in the trenches, I try to tell them that it's not just us. Like the streets is not just what we're doing. There's outside manipulation. And I really need them to understand that.
They want to kill all natural born sons. They don't want that magnetic person out there not unless they working for them. Because the energy goes that way instead of the way they try to present. But global warming comes to take the least and make the least the top and make the bottom. Bottom the least. That's just the way. If you're rich, you don't treat you good. You come to feed his children. With poor. That's just the law of life. But they don't want us to be fed. Why? That shit is crazy. Why?
Well,
it's time for us to stop marching on Washington and all this food thing. It is time for us to become one in divine law and demand our divine rights. Mm-hmm. That's what we have now today. We have to deal with the truth all the way in. Because your own flesh is out to kill you, right? Your flesh can't be satisfied. You see a girl, you meet her, beautiful body, you have sex with her. As soon as you leave her, walk out the door, you see another one, you want that one. But this, greed, this flesh, it can't be satisfied. But once you find yourself in spirit, that's all you've been looking for all your motherfucking life.
Facts.
That's all I've been looking for. If I'd have known then, when I know now, my Lord. Mm-hmm. My Lord. What is happening? People are waking up. I hope.
So since we have an uprise, let's talk about the rap game, A. When you, after all of this transpired and you lost Rich and everything started changing in the streets of Harlem, you decided to make music. What made you take that route, and explain to us what experiences you had with the mob style?
When I got shot, police were on me. They watched my people, so I said, I can't be in the game like this. I wasn't. The next thing possible was rap. I said, you know what? If I don't land near unity, I can tell my story now. And the first song I wrote was a song called Mob Style. I'm talking about my lifestyle in the game. And I told Rich about it. Rich was alive then, and I was going, I'm sorry, rap. They laughed at me. I didn't care to rap. Nigga, get this money, man. Stop that bullshit. Alright. My sister's boyfriend, who was a DJ for WPLS, I gave him the tape. I said, listen to this. Tell what you said. That night, Mr. Magic, making a break. He played this shit on the radio. Everybody going crazy for it. Played it back twice. Rich called me, yo, I heard this shit on the radio. Yo, dog, we got something in there, blah, 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 yo. Yeah, let's do this. Yo, and he phoned back. It's gone. See what I'm saying? 2 weeks after that, Ya'll got kidnapped. Ya'll got kidnapped. So it's stole or anything. It was nasty, man. And after about a month, he was getting ready. He finally put his brother. And the next song, this song came from, I went home that night, and I don't know what, I was just out of my mind. And I think I wrote something down on a piece of paper. I threw it in my drawer. I had one of my big mom came with me home to Long Island. And I told her, call me, yeah. She stayed in the house. And she was calling me, kept calling me, yeah, I read something. I read it, don't, I hope you ain't going to commit suicide. Wrong thing. They tell me, I read something. It's painful, come back now, you better come back now, to the cops. I ain't coming back, so I came back, I'm reading the paper. And it was basically asking myself a question, what's going on, bro? What's going on, what's wrong? You know what I mean? Blah, 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 blah. And I said, yo, this is a song already. I went to the studio, I heard the song, that was the song was going on, back talking about Reach. And they put it brother, what's going on with our people? That's one.
I listened to that song now. I wanted to play it on here, but I couldn't get the file. If I had the file, I would have played it. I listened to that song, What's Going On, Black, that you did in 1990. I think you did that, right? Or 91?
Hold on. Y'all may be interrupt my company, but hold on. I'm bad at you gotta go.
Okay. He did that song in 1991, family. Wait, let me mute this. He did that song in 1991, and it's relevant to this day. If you listen to it, I got something to say to the homeboys from around the way. Yeah. And if you listen to that song, it's relevant to what's going on now in the streets and in the rap game. The rap game and the streets have become one, and that's a recipe for disaster.
Every time I ever tried to tell my story, it was never for bragging rights or say we was the niggas, that's I try to share my story to help, never to hurt. You never for disrespect, only to resonate. And that's the difference. And I can't see how if you made it out of the game, when you get time, or you've been shot, or you lost a family member, or someone when your family was a crackhead or whatever, and you made it out of that. To brag about something that's out to kill us, I look at you like you're a fool, man. What have you learned?
Mm-hmm.
What have you learned?
Be a real boss. What does boss stand for, eh?
Boss stands for, to me, boss, BOSS. Brains over stupid shit.
Say it again.
Boss, brains over stupid shit. When I played the game fair, and I told the game what to do. But once the game tried to tell me what to do, that's when I said I quit. But the game told me, you should kill a nigga that can get you. You should do this, you should do that. Nah, I'm gonna let the universe deal with that. I quit, fucking happen.
You still here.
When you make that move, that's when you see people that was amongst you, like, damn, glad that nigga out. I could do this. But the game, if you don't play like I play, it doesn't work for you the way I work.
Exactly.
Everything starts in the heart, brother. If you don't have empathy and love for all, you feel me? That me, you're going to lose in that because the me can never be the we.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? You understand? And that's it. That's how I look at it. You know, I ain't mad at nobody. He's very much. I don't give a fuck what you got, how you got it. If you're a creep, I want no parts of it, bro.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's my philosophy. I'd rather come with the bump than stay with the snakes. I can't do it.
So right now, with all the gang activity, which to me has taken the place of getting money, trying to have a good time, now it's get money and put a bag on somebody's head. In the climate that we're in today, what type of advice would you give to a young brother that's contemplating getting off the streets right now?
A young brother today, back then, we didn't have the opportunity that we have today. Free energy, new energy, the internet. My piece of work is more difficult. Look how many people are making money off of YouTube. But if you do something positive, instead of, keep talking about yesterday, and God came yesterday and tomorrow, we got to do something that's, solution more than a solution. Get these channels and straight up solution. And if you think about it, right? For real. There's more money in that than he ever made in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
So why would you even waste your mind to even think about it to work? When you can use your mind to think about doing something positive and get millions, legitimately. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
But if we all could get it, like this is the rap in Chicago, wherever you at, it's all right to rap. Skills. That's decent though. Skills. I got skills. You got skills. You ain't got a beef. And everybody, when someone put their song out there, whatever you in, buy that shit. Let them go platinum. When you put your shit out, everybody buy it. Because that's all it is. Everybody making millions off of freedom of speech. They don't want that because the freedom in there. Rap came to make us millionaires.
Without having to put a foot in the street, right, eh?
Come on. All you can do is pick a beat, put some lyrics on it, everybody buy that shit, you straight. That's your house, your car, your family is good. If everybody did that, come on. But no, they saw that. Got them, they could want to enjoy that core chaos. All that.
They even doing that with YouTube because YouTube have a lot of opportunities. To me, it's like the virtual streets and everybody's fighting for turf and everybody wants the customers to come to them. And even though everybody can make money, it's still war.
So we have to, on the internet, you have to stay out of darkness on the internet. You have to stay out of darkness. If you don't put it in, it can't come out. That's my philosophy. I have years to come out. If you don't put it in, it can't come out of you. If you watch it, it get in you. If you hear it, it get in you. Cut that shit off. Don't allow it in you so it can't come out of you. These are demons. This is dark matter. Oh, it's time. And that stuff is not allowed in you where we're going. It's just dimension. It's not allowed in. You have to delete all that. Come on into this new world, this new earth. Let's go.
And shut the door on this bullshit. Yeah.
Close it. I don't give a fuck. That's this own your own mother system, brother. Listen. Come on out of there. It's over. So we at now. Everything is becoming one. Go listen to like the Dolores Cannon. Go listen to her. Knowledge in that, the Bruce Smith, the Ralph Smarts on the internet. These are the people that we need to look. We got to look for the people that's enlightening us. Because freedom is an inside job. You know what I mean? You never find freedom on the outside. You got to find it within. Realize, okay, I did it now. I'm doing for what they got going on. Every now I don't want no part of it.
Facts.
Because I know it comes with something.
Right.
So that come with something because if I take it and I don't want to do it, I don't know how I can reject it. Huh?
Facts.
Isn't that clear? Going up, God is here. Global warming, God is here for us. Whether you like it or not, can't choke down. That's where we are right now. It's spiritual warfare. The roughly God in flesh and blood, spiritual wickedness. God, you can play.
So
if you didn't do it, you have to let you do it.
That's right.
The game look good on the outside, but on the inside, no one no parts of that shit.
It's nothing but destruction.
No one no parts of that.
It's like we keep trying to do the same thing and expecting different results, and they call that insanity because there's so many stories to go back to that shows us that that's not the good route to take.
Everybody that was in the game, if they tell their story for real, nobody won. Nobody wins in that game. Nobody. I don't care how bad you play it, you lose. You can't win there. It's cursed. The game is cursed. The game is rigged for you to lose. It wasn't made for you to win.
Right.
It wasn't made for you to win. Yeah, at the time when they let us rock for like that for 6 years, because they knew who we was, and they was using the money to fund the war and all that, but now all that's over with, out the way. You see that it caused, us to get rich in so many ways, and it created a lifestyle that they can't contain because everybody won. In other words, it made us stop thinking funny, like, we can't have things. We started demanding, come on. Girl wanted this and that. It opened our minds. It was a gift and a curse at the same time, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
All the shepherds that were bosses in the game, all of them, they were like to get them because they thought they were actually born shepherds.
And that's what they doing now with hip hop.
Yes. Anybody that catch fire, they send us on and try to recruit them, but if they can't, kill them.
Or make ruin their career, ruin them.
Kill them. Kill people, kill them. Get out of here. It's insane. So it's scary, man, because it's becoming clean as day now. It's clean as day.
Mm-hmm.
Actors too. Actors, everything.
Everything.
You know?
Everything.
Come on, man. You know they try to knock off type of wood. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, man. Come on, man. It's like you're a fool to show your greatness on their stage.
Right. Right. You don't want to be in the spotlight.
That's the best basketball player in the world. He was wrong. Yeah. Michael Jackson, the greatest entertainer there ever be. So, what's his name? The lawyer, Johnny Cochran, the greatest lawyer in the world. So,
you notice they killed him right before they started all them police shootings.
Yeah.
Right before they started all the police shootings, they got rid of Johnny Cochran.
Yeah. You gotta pay attention to this shit, like for real. But what sense does it make for you to show your talent on this stage when you know your life could be in jeopardy?
You're gonna be a target.
Just because you're good. No, it don't make sense. Don't make sense. It don't make sense. I think the satellites took position and they got all the money on the inside and they try to kill off the people of the light. Because they can't bear the light.
They can't take the glare.
The light is out to control them and expose them at the same time.
Right. They got to stay in the darkness. Mm-hmm.
That's what's happening. That's what's happening.
All right, I ain't gonna take you too long, but I do want to ask when we gonna start writing on this series about y'all, so we can pitch it to the world how it really was.
Not ready, man. Let's get it popping, but it's going to be now. When we finish, will they do it, or will we have to do it ourselves? Somehow, like, if we once I do this thing, we can fund all this stuff ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We can fund all this stuff ourselves. Actually, I can make your baby within 6 months. Everybody follows instructions. It's simple, and it's always going to cost each one of us $1 little dollar. But it's not about the money, it's about the unity and the oneness to recognize, okay, unity is just us. All of us knowing the truth, becoming like-minded, and agreeing that, yes, we need each other to support each other. And that's that. The million people as one. Come on. If a million people as one, if one of us was about to lose their house and they needed $10,000, if they needed to pay their mortgage, if everybody seen that person, one penny, you got the $10,000.
That's our own cryptocurrency right there. Thank you, Wanda. What's up, Blessings?
It's not about money, it's about the energy, becoming one. And unity equals just us, and just us equals Jesus. The return of us coming back to realize who the fuck we are.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's all about. We ain't no fucking religion. It's us becoming one, knowing that we are the children of the Son, take back our fucking energy, and that is the resurrection.
And it's over. Yeah, it's over.
That's it. That's it. Coming from all these spells that they're cast upon us, that are chasing this fucking money. If you stop chasing the fucking money, the moon will start chasing you. Like you little kid again with the moon chasing. Yes.
Facts.
Come on, now please understand me. This is real. It's real. I'm visiting Larry. I'm wild. I see what it is on the level. I see what people. This is going to keep it real. And it's love. Love. They try to turn it into a hate. They try to make it seem like it's wrong when it's right. It is the only way out. It is the solution to all pollution. It will stop gang violence. You have to be stricken no more. You have to get things. Better than these fucking titles, these state cocktails, but man trying to survive in hell. We don't have to do it no more because we shall the kingdom of heaven.
Facts.
So we can end it on this note. I love y'all all. Let me get out and back in my inner and get me back into my fan. Until next time.
All right, A.
The sun is God. Kiss the sun, and I guarantee you, he'll get you back. Peace.
Peace. Okay, guys, so the interview is over for today, but A will be a regular here. He'll be on here probably very often, especially when he starts kicking off these projects that he's working on. And we might possibly have something coming soon on Netflix based on Paid in Full, but with a lot more detail, hopefully, if they allow that to happen. So, hi, regular, peace, regular. Y'all missed it, but y'all can go back and listen. And he'll be on here periodically. I'll try to have him on here like every 2 weeks to drop something or say something. But we're working on something big. And also, I want to mention Victor Speaks, the cologne. A friend of mine, a partner of mine, he has a company called Victor Speaks for Men. We will be selling cologne, men's cologne, t-shirts, robes. It's like a men's Victoria's Secrets. And I have my line, Lotus for Queens, my perfume out there. I'm going to try to build this channel because I love kicking it with y'all and have some good guests on that could drop some knowledge here and there. When y'all want a little something different, we could do it over here. Maybe that's how I'll make my channel, base my channel on. And it is what it is. What y'all up to out there? I see regulars in the building. Red Bull, Peace Rebel, you're welcome. He'll be on often, so he didn't have to stay long because it's he'll be a regular on the show. And I told him he needs to build his channel too, so he can give some food for thought to everybody. They could just go to his page and get what they need since he has so much experience out there and so many stories to tell. So that would be nice. I just want to offer something, to these youth out here to let them know that they have another alternative. And I know AK was live, AK-47 was live. I was watching it too, but I had already told A that I was going to have him on, and I already announced it, so I didn't want to keep announcing to y'all that he was coming, and I didn't do the interview. So I was listening, but I had to get myself prepared for this. No, that's not the half. Yeah, regular. That's not the half blessings. Like this wasn't like if we had more time, if it wasn't so late, and he wasn't doing so much today, and his daughter just got into something, car accident. So this is not really a good time where we were relaxed. But I just wanted to do it because I had announced it already, and I know people were looking for it. But next time we'll do a more in-depth interview. And y'all can pop in and ask your questions and stuff like that. But if you go back and listen, he really kind of gave y'all a little bit of to sprinkle on your little food or your thoughts and something to go on, something to think about. And that's what I want to do. Every live I do, I want to leave y'all with something to think about. I was listening to AK talking about the D-Thing situation, and I agree with him totally. Like something definitely is off with the whole story. It always is something off with all of these stories they give us. And I just want to say rest in peace to D-Thing and rest in peace to everybody that we lost, because everyone is a loss. And I hope that somehow we could come to some type of, agreement or I don't know, guys, but that's just to see people just getting knocked off like this every week, every 2 weeks, every month. We hearing somebody die. This is not the way life is supposed to be. This is not normal at all. At all. So I'm doing the best I can. I'm trying to find my lane so I can leave, some knowledge, something for people to think about. Something has to get regular because, what's going to happen? Everybody's going to be beefing, and it's not going to stop until everybody's gone? Because I see in the comments when I say things like that, this and has to stop, the kids will come up there and be like, yeah, but he dissed them and they friends was dissing him. It'll never stop. It'll never stop. They don't understand that us saying that repeatedly and having that thought that it'll never stop is giving it more energy. And then it could be our kids doing it. It could be your kids doing that eventually, 10 times worse. So we need to stop it right now before it turns into a beast and just wipes everybody out. We got to stop feeding that monster. They have all these excuses. Oh, you can't do it because this one killed that one and that one killed this one. I had an incident where my son's father was murdered and his friends found out who did it. They found out where their location was, and I was in New York City. This happened in another state. They went to another state to investigate. They found out who did it. They found out where they were, and they called me and asked me, what do you want us to do as far as retaliation from my son's father? And I told them, don't do anything, because that's not my call to say whether someone should live or die. But 2 months later, I got another phone call telling me that the person that did that to my son's father, that murdered him, he lost 2 people in his family, his nephew and his uncle. He walked in the house and found them dead. They had bullets in their heads. And it didn't have nothing to do with my peoples because they wasn't there. So don't tell me I don't know what it is to lose someone, because I had those cards in my hand where I could have had someone lose their life in retaliation for the love of my life and my best friend. And I said, no, that wasn't my call. And the universe took care of it. I didn't have to do anything. I think death is too easy. I think you should live and suffer your consequences. The natural consequences you should have. That's not my choice to give you your consequence. Now, if you coming in my home and you attacking me or something, okay, that's a different story. But the retaliation thing breeds nothing but an ongoing avalanche of death. It's never going to stop if that's the attitude everybody's going to have. It's not going to stop till everybody's wiped out. It's going to go from generation to generation. Did you see the frustration coming from Mama Duck? She almost had me in tears. Somebody's calling me. She almost had me in tears because, wait, this is A. I got to tell him that. I'm still on the phone. She almost had me in tears talking about the way people were dissing after Z-Thing passed away, because she knows that there will be repercussions back and forth. And she said, I don't have no more money to pay for funerals. Do you know what that is to have to say? Are y'all understanding the severity of what she said? She don't have no money to pay for no more funerals? What she basically saying is, I don't want to lose nobody else. She done lost. I mean, I know what it is because I have a son and he used to have all his friends in the house. So, and they were like my children. I loved them. I didn't want to see anything happen to them. So she lost Chaos. She lost TV. She lost Poppy. She lost Boss Trout. She lost her own son, Brick. She lost her cousin, Kobe. She lost Duck. She lost Measle. She lost Can't Get Right. All of these people, that's too much, y'all. That's too much. Exactly, Wanda. You lost two as well. And my condolences to you. And you're a rock, because I know that was hard to deal with. But imagine, not only you lose your own 2 kids, but you also lose all his friends around him. Everybody's gone in a 3-4 year span. That is traumatizing. So I understand her pain when she came out and she said what she said. She had a lot of passion because she lost a lot of children. There was a lot of people that she bonded with that are no longer here, along with her children, and she lost her daughter in that fire. I understand, because when I lost my son's father, I haven't been the same since. I have not been the same. So I know, because that was my best friend. So I understand, trust me. He was a big, huge part of my life. But I mean, I know you probably feel it 3-4 times more than me, being that it was your child. You gave birth to this child. You had that child, you carried that child for 9 months. You raised that child. It's yours, it's a part of you. So imagine how these mothers are feeling with all their children dropping like this. Huh? Blessing, stay up, sweetheart. I know that's hard. And I feel it for every mother who has lost a child. I feel it for every child that has lost their father. And this unnecessary designed situations that the youth are in out on these streets. And even when they're not in the streets, they're still targets. It's just a less of a chance. Like you're just not walking and chasing death. It just feels like everybody's chasing death that's in the industry. It's just a darkness. It's just darkness. I see no light coming from the industry. None. So what would we have without God and each other? What will we have? Just the same way that energy is being fed, we have to feed the energy that'll save these children and save your children, because the future that we're shaping for them is the future that we have to live in. In my generation, they tricked us and fooled us. We was blinded by money and parties and fun so that they could manifest this time that we're living in, because we were so blinded having fun and doing whatever we wanted to do. I think the ball was dropped. They fooled us so that they could entrap the children, entrap us for a lifetime. As long as we here, that's the way it feels to me. Peace, Black Beauty, salute. So that's the way it feels. That's how I interpret it. It was a whole setup, plan, and agenda, and it worked very well. Look at where we at today. Look at where we are today. This is not, it's like they think that these young gang members' lives is like reality TV show characters. That's the way they look at them. You had a commentator. You have this guy, DJ Academics. He's a commentator. He's commentating on these children's lives, and they're just walking into death. It's like Game of Thrones. So, I mean, like, this is not cute. You feel like you riding and dying for the bros. It's really just a misplaced loyalty. Niggas searching for something in these streets, getting trapped in a revenge cycle. It's definitely by design, regular. That's facts, and it's definitely by design. We think we're independent, and it's just something exclusive, a mindset that's just exclusive to the streets. I used to think that too when we was younger, but as I got older, I saw all the seeds that was planted, and I seen that strings was, somebody was behind the scenes pulling the strings like the Wizard of Oz. This little man in the background is causing all this chaos, and we're thinking that this is the streets exclusive to us, but it's not. It's not. You have these people coming with these Operation Paperclip stuff, sitting around a round table, deciding what our future is going to be and how we should think and how we lead ourselves to destruction on our own. They so scared to come among us because they know we the gods. They know who we are. So what they do is they pit us against each other to fight each other and take each other out. This is an old tactic. When are we going to realize that this tactic is still among us and they're still doing this to us? And every decade we get weaker and weaker. It's not even, what you're saying is true, sis. It's no friends in these streets, but it's a matter of a lack of understanding and a lack of education. Because if there was a better understanding, then we'd be more equipped to fight what is coming at us, because we will recognize what is being done immediately. And we wouldn't allow it to go this far. So they have all these tactics. They have developed the internet, which is an influence on our children. Even though what we teach them at home, they still could see whatever we don't want them to see on the internet. We used to have to go and look for a Richard Pryor album. Somebody, mother or father, had to have it, and we had to sneak it out like a Mission Impossible so we could listen to it. Now all you got to do is type it in and pull it up, and you can hear all that shit. You can see, you can type in porn and you can watch porn on the internet for free. We used to have to go and people just exclusively find. You had to go to a store. You had to get somebody to buy it for you. You couldn't just get porn on the internet at the snap of your fingers. They have groups geared towards our destruction. Years and years of planning just to make sure we don't rise back up. That is the honest truth. And I don't understand why that is like such a mystery to everybody, because it's obvious. And like I said earlier, we can't keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. We can go back to the 50s, 40s and see what happened to all the gangsters, and it's the same scenario. Just a different outfit, you know what I'm saying, and different music, but the same scenarios. It's just of times 1,000 now because it's gone too far. And it's very hard for me to sit here and just watch it and not feel a way, because I know what the outcome is. I've experienced it, and I see how deep it can get, and I could foresee how much worse it can get. And when I looked at, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When I saw that D thing got killed a couple of days after a 600 member had said that the BDGD war was over, a prominent 600 member, Little Vonnie said this, and then 2 days later, Dirk's brother gets killed. It makes me think, was it gang members or was it outsiders that want to keep this thing going on in Chicago with these kids killing each other off? Who knows now? Who knows now? Just the timing of things just really bothers me. I know that Dirk is saying what he's saying, and I know that people are angry, but it just really bothers me how fast, like with Measle, when he dropped his diss song, 6 or 7 hours later, he was dead. D-Thing was just online talking, tagging Ruger, saying something, and then the next 2 days he's dead. Vaughn was on DJ Academics talking the next 2 days, and we saw them stop him in the airport, and I said to myself, they got Vaughn on the radar. I called my homegirl and said, oh my God, they got Vaughn on the radar. Just from me seeing him at the airport being stopped and him taping it, like the way he was, I guess it was his emotions, like, because I felt his emotions, the way he was like, they stopped me at the airport and they took my picture. And he was like, I'm going to take their picture too. I said, oh my God, he's on the radar. 2 days later, he's dead. The timing is what's bothering me. It's the timing. So who's to say that after Vonnie said this and they realized that someone was coming and trying to extend an olive branch? This is the second 600 member, a veteran 6 member I heard try to shut this down. And then this guy, I want y'all to understand the totality of what this brother said, because he is totally fucked up over this war shit. He's alive, but he's in a wheelchair. He can't walk. They shot him in his mouth. He has hardly no teeth in his mouth. So he's been through it. So for him, if anybody should have animosity and want to kill and murder, it should be him, because he's all fucked up behind this and he's still alive. So if he could say that, why can't anybody else say that? He's lost people in this too. And then all of a sudden, when it looks like there's a light at the end of the tunnel, And it could possibly, this beef between the GDs and the BDs in the south side of Chicago, which has caused countless deaths, says there's a light that maybe this shit could stop. And all of a sudden, Dirk's brother gets killed, and he's been throwing parties forever, I heard. And he was safe. He's been doing his thing forever. I'm just saying, it was just a thought that popped into my mind. How ironic that is, that when it looks like this war could end, they killed Dirk's brother. That's true, Queen. I had a cousin like that. He started a whole war in the family, but when it was all said and done, he regretted, and he regretted it, and he ended up in a wheelchair. There was this dude I grew up with. He was a monster. He was like terrible. And even when he was in that wheelchair, it seems like when he got in the wheelchair, after he got shot up for the 1,000th time and he got in the wheelchair, he became more of a menace. So for Little Vonnie to say that, I have to give him his respect. I think they're tired of having to deal with artists making songs, and they still out there, and artists making songs causing beef and problems, and they're the ones in the front line at ground zero. That's not right. I don't know if they can see that far when they're doing that, because they're just looking to be successful in their art and their craft. Maybe they're not seeing that far, but isn't someone around them can talk to them and say, wait a minute, maybe that's throwing some more fuel in the fire? You don't want to put fire out with grease. If I'm not mistaken, Dirk said a couple months ago he wasn't going to diss no more after Chief Keef said what he said to the YMB, whatever the heck his name is, the one that was playing the game with him, and said something about Tuka. And then Chief Keef was like, that's played out. What you doing that for? And shortly after, Dirk came out and said he wasn't going to diss no more. And then it turns into this now. I don't know if the dissing is what caused that to happen to D-Thing. I don't know, because from listening to AK show and him saying it's so many different scenarios that you won't even know. We still on Tupac and Biggie. We still didn't get the full story on Tupac and Biggie. How are we going to get the full story of all these children? All these young black men being murdered in Chicago. It's not normal. Just because it's happening and been happening for the past 8-9 years, that doesn't mean that it's normal, guys. It's not normal. And then anytime it's like they on a roller coaster. Every time they want to try and stop it, it gets worse. Nobody wants it to stop. It just bothers me. It bothers me. I don't know if it bothers anybody else like it bothers me to see the future. I always say this, at 25 years old, Malcolm X, peace NO 504, at 24, 25 years old, Malcolm X was a pimp and a drug dealer. What if he would have got shot down in the street? We would have never had Malcolm X. We would have never seen him grow to be the man he had become. So we can't just say that these young kids are worthless pieces of shit and they deserve to die. We can't just dismiss this problem like that and say that, because they're not getting a chance to grow up to be the men that they're supposed to be. And that's what bothers me. Because can't nobody tell me that there's not greatness in any gangsters. Because I've been around enough gangsters and I've seen a whole lot of greatness in them. Stuff that they weren't able to display in their choice in the life that they was choosing. But I saw the greatness in them. I saw the talents in them. That if they had another avenue, they would be amazing. If they could display that gift that they had, if they had a platform, if they knew that they had a choice, very talented, very intelligent. "25, you don't even know your brain." I took psychology in school. Your brain is not even fully developed yet. So when these young men is being called OGs at 25 and 26 years old, and as soon as they decide, because it looked to me, I'm sharing a lot of my thoughts tonight. It looked to me like Vaughn and Duck was reaching another plateau. They was both rapping now. They saw another side of life besides the streets. When it's all you seeing is the streets, you're going to be deep in that. You want to be the star in that because you're a king. But when you see something else you can master and have and have a platform and possibly be the king, peace, I stand on that. You have another avenue. It's not about so I could see Vaughn saying, okay, yeah, he was the man on the streets, but now he was a successful rapper. He was getting millions of views. You don't think his mindset was thinking a little bit differently when he passed away? Duck expressed it that he was thinking a little bit differently. And Vaughn expressed it a little bit, but I picked up on it. He was thinking the same way because he had seen another side of life. He wasn't a dude on the street just struggling for money and just stuck in the hood. So his mind was expanding. And it just seems to me like every time they begin to expand, they're eliminated. Juice WRLD was a Chicago rapper, but he wasn't doing the drill stuff. He was just rapping. He was great at his craft. How does Juice WRLD end up overdosing on pills in the damn plane? Come on, I don't understand this. I don't get it. Why is Triple X Tentacion shot up in a car? For what? What did he do? It's very disturbing. That's all I'm saying. Salute to the chat. Thanks y'all for dropping in and hanging out with me and listening to me talk my mess. But I really needed to express this because I was very upset Sunday morning when I woke up and I saw that D-Thing was killed because I had went to sleep with after hearing what I heard from Lil Vonnie, thinking, okay, maybe there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe in my lifetime, I could see a switch happen. I could see these kids come up out of this mindset and they can have some peace over there. The gang members and the people who live there and the families. And then I woke up to that. I was like, how is it going to stop now? Got fresh new reasons now to keep this shit going. So, anyway, fam, I'm getting ready to, because I will talk y'all to death. I'm getting ready to get myself some rest, and I got to call A back. He just called me. So much love to y'all. I love y'all. Have a good night. Thank you for dropping by. I'm getting used to this being live stuff. I'm just kind of beat down. I caught myself working out today, and I don't know what I did to myself, but I feel like I had a fight yesterday. I feel like, you know how you feel the next day after you had a fight? That's how I feel. So I'm getting ready to sign off, and much love to y'all. Thanks for stopping by. And if you didn't hear A's interview, if you didn't hear him, you can go back and listen to it. One love. See y'all in y'all chats. Peace.